Hey, this is a video game review. What is better, PlayStation Move Resident Evil 5 or Resident Evil 4 for Nintendo Wii? And you can see the difference between the controllers. This is a wireless nav, and you have to charge it, and this is a wired nav to the remote, and you don't have to charge this one. This lasts longer battery life, and this doesn't last so long, I guess because the light eats up the battery. But anyhow, we'll start off with the PlayStation 3 Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition. If you have a Resident Evil 5 original, that is not compatible with the PlayStation Move, even with the update. The Gold Edition is the only one compatible with the PlayStation Move. Now let me give you a rundown on the remote. Oh, you have to update your Resident Evil game too. So make sure you got the patch and it's updated. So, what I did here, let me show you. When you hit start, you go to options, you're going to go to control settings and set it to whatever you think is best. I like pointer B is because instead of hitting X and up to run, you hold down, there's a button above the trigger, L1, and then you use that to run. It's a little easier, so you have all your movements on the left, and then all your action on the right. Movements. So anyhow, you see how the aiming is a little easier on the hands? Once you hold down trigger, when you hold down trigger, it pulls up the cursor, and then you hit the top button right here, and you'll be able to shoot. Now if you want to run, you hit up, and then L1 button is to run. Hit down and tap L1, does that quick turn. And again, let me show you. Sometimes that happens too. That's a pain in the ass. So if you want to do the quick turn again, hit down and then tap it. So, it's more fun, in my opinion, if you have the original game. I suggest returning that to GameStop and getting the Gold Edition, because it makes the gameplay a lot better. Get out of my way! I just shot in the face with a shotgun. After she killed me. Anyway. So, all the controls on the left right here, you can go through your inventory. Left pad is handgun, right pad is shotgun for me. It's medicine, up, down, you know. So. And then, that barely healed you. I know. I had to get two of them, that's why. So the controls are a lot easier. And then you're using this as the shooting, and then this for the movement. So I think it's way, way better. So if you don't have the Gold Edition, and if you have PlayStation Move, it is probably one of the best games out for PlayStation Move. And I think I have like 3 or 4 games for PlayStation Move, and this is probably the best game I got for PlayStation Move. But sometimes it becomes inaccurate when see how I'm pointing at the screen dead center and it's pointing up. You just let go of trigger and hit trigger again, and then that's a recalibrated. So let me show you the Resident Evil 4. For the Wii. I'm going to show you that setup. George, give me the controller. You got to grab the controller. So let's go ahead and check this out. Watch out. Now the controls feel pretty similar, really very close. And if you have Nintendo Wii, PlayStation Move, yeah, it's not like a must-have. But if you don't have Nintendo Wii, I think the PlayStation Move is pretty cool. You know, but I got both because you know, all my kids love games and I like games, so. Alright, now the graphics, if you could tell, are way better for the PlayStation 3. But for a Wii game, the graphics are really good. The controls are very similar. If you want to run, you hit the bottom button right here to run. You see how I do that? And then down and then tap it. Makes you do that quick turn. I like the storyline on Resident Evil 4 better. I think it's more true to a Resident Evil essence. This seems to, like, the movements seemed a little bit more easygoing on this, in my opinion. The controls on Resident Evil 5 seem a little stiff. This is very similar. You know, you don't have to hold down when you hold down trigger and up. If you want to look up when you're holding down the trigger button, it pulls up the crosshairs, just like the Resident Evil 5 from PlayStation 3. So you hold that button down, trigger, and then you hit the A button. Would be like considered the PlayStation Move button. To knife, PlayStation Move, you pretty much do the same thing. It's almost identical. So you go like this. Oops. See, it also does the same thing as the PlayStation Move. But the knifing is really easy. You just go like that. Same thing as the PlayStation Move. So the gameplay is very similar. And the controls are very similar. It's a little bit more accurate for the PlayStation Move, but you know, pretty much, if you love Resident Evil games, I would get both. But I think, in my opinion, both the games are very similar. The storyline for Resident Evil 4 is better. Graphics for Resident Evil 5 or PlayStation 3 are better. I like the knifing on both. I think Resident Evil games always lack controls. Like with the Move and the Wii, it seems a little bit easier going. It's more of a gunner game. For Wii, Or casualty of gaming. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's gonna be people that like Resident Evil 4 storyline, in my opinion,
Leon,
or Resident Evil 5?
Bad question, Annika.
Sorry.
So let's go back to PlayStation 3. Take a look at that.